Marsh, your beats are so fire.
I feel we can beat the Browns. We can compete with Baltimore if they have Lamar, and we're right there with them.
That young man put his life on the line for you, for your entertainment.
We were talking all before the game. You know, everyone was like, "Nah, Ravens don't have a shot," and they're right there. What is going on, everybody? How you doing tonight? My name is Suge, and this is the Steel Conspiracy podcast, where we talk Ravens and Steelers. And today we're going to be talking a lot of Ravens, not too much Steelers, but that's okay because we got a lot of Ravens fans in the chat, a lot of Ravens fans in the background. It's going to be a good time. We're also going to be talking some NBA. So stick around. We're about to have a good night, good time. It's going to be awesome. I want to shout out some people before we get started. Mr. J. So sorry, Mr. J was running a little late. My bad. I was talking to Bronny about we're having a conversation about something. Thank you, sir. My son right there, wearing a Yankees hat. I don't know when he became a Yankees fan, but he also wearing a Yankees hat. Living with Big Reg. What's up, Big Reg? How you doing tonight? Hope you're having a great night. Shout out to Big Reg. Brandon, what's up, Brandon? My guy. I hope you're having a great night. Glad to see you here. Yolanda, how you doing? I'm here to vent. Yes, I want to hear you vent all night. It's all good. Tell us how you really feel. Hope you're having a great night. All right, let's bring in some of the people in the background. Surprisingly, one of my guys showed up. That he's always here. He's like I said, the 1st and 15th of every month. So I'm glad he's here. But my two guys, my normal guys that are normally here to talk about the Ravens and Steelers, my guy Brodney and Hendo. Hendo pulling double duty tonight. 2 streams?
And I just got finished.
3 streams. Yeah, it's 3 streams. Ooh.
He didn't even send out a notification for his stream. I didn't even get to see it.
My stream, there was a notification.
There were no notifications. I got my notifications on.
That stream did very well too. I'm surprised.
I saw.
I'm not surprised. It's great. I'm not surprised. It's great content. And once the 4th person gets back on,
people love Hendo.
The people do love Hendo. Once the 4th person gets on camera, I will bring him in. We're gonna definitely want to get his opinion because he's.
Did he see Hendo come in and say, "I don't have to be here. I'ma leave"? Is that what happened?
I think that's exactly what happened.
He better not have. He ain't put up no content in a month. He better bring himself in.
Well, he's been sick.
I'm sick right now. I got off work. I did a video. I recorded the video. I'm here.
I think you're sick of the Ravens. I think you're sick of the Ravens, not actually physically sick. We could be wrong because I seen you work with frostbite on your hand. That's how I know you were a G.
Max.
So,
that's true.
It's got to be done.
And it was the new Kevin Gates. He don't get tired.
What's up,
Shout out
Jay?
to Jeremy.
What's going on?
Jeremy?
Living with Big Reg. Yeah, shout out to Mr. J. We will, as soon as I can get to it. Our episode of the Mando review, the 1st episode will be coming out very soon, and we're only going to do a 2nd episode this week. So,
is that Sunday that comes on?
No, I think it's Wednesdays. I think it's Wednesday? Tomorrow. Yeah. But we record on Thursday, and my editor I have to get him some notes. I haven't had time. Jose Garcia. Do I know you?
Yeah, you know him. What's up, Jose?
Hey, I don't know this guy.
Also,
he must be new.
Make sure y'all check out coming soon. Brodney and I reviewing The Last of Us.
That's not a thing that is going to happen. I'm not sure.
I would love to see that.
Let me tell you, I am very upset about being here because I had to log on with 12 minutes left in The Last of Us episode from this past week.
What?
Yeah, I did not time that well.
Yeah, Bronny sacrifices for us. So make sure to give Bronny. Yeah, Bronny.
True.
And if you let me finish, I was going to say, make sure to follow these guys because they both sacrifice for us, the viewers, and for us that support them. Hendo,
I gotta tell
but
you,
you didn't let me finish.
That was a beautiful save. I loved it.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
He wasn't
Because I was going to say it. But real quick, there's a fourth
But it came
member.
off smooth.
But there's a fourth member, and I gotta play the video.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
My man, OTR Mike. Look at OTR Mike doing the Rob Van Dam right now.
Oh,
Of course, when you started the intro, Suge, my son runs up and like, I gotta go to the potty. So that's
why didn't you run to the potty?
You gotta learn how to do this on your own now.
Right. Like, so right now you gotta go to the potty. Okay. So yeah, what up, good people?
Ronnie has even sacrificed his attitude toward the Panthers for me.
Listen, all that switch today, done with the Panthers if they're not in Lamar Jackson. I'm not even joking. Well, if you want to sit here and tell me that you're gonna trade 3 first-round picks to move up and take a dude because he ran faster than Cam Newton, but you can't trade 2 first-round picks for Lamar Jackson, I got no use for you.
Mm-hmm. Ronnie looking for a new team. Well, let's talk about it. That's the thing right now that's going on in the world with the Ravens. Lamar Jackson's the Ravens signed him to the non-exclusive tag, meaning other teams can talk to him, but it means that the Ravens can also match the offer, right? And if not, they get 2 first-round picks. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hendo, I know you've been talking about this all day, so my apologies if I'm getting it wrong. But that is the big story: non-exclusive tag, Lamar Jackson, and now we know that a lot of the teams are in Indianapolis for the Combine and things like that. And there have already been teams that have come out and said they're not interested or they're not in the running, which is kind of funny because a lot of teams said that about Deshaun Watson. And then all of a sudden, teams that weren't interested all of a sudden were. So first, let's talk about the news of hearing about the tag. And I'll start off with obviously the 2 Ravens fans, but I'll first start off with Hendo. Hendo, how do you feel about this and Lamar getting tagged?
I'm surprised you didn't start off with yourself. You are the biggest Ravens fan, but no. I will say
second-class citizen up here.
Thanks.
That's cool.
I will say I wasn't surprised. I was a little disappointed, but I wasn't surprised. I mean, I expected this. We've all said from long ago, this team doesn't believe in Lamar as a passer. They don't believe in him as a quarterback. So why would they give him the exclusive one? It's $45 million. They don't have any money right now.
And Hendo is done. Mike.
I thought you had more, Hendo. But I understand. I mean, Hendo's been talking about it all day, so I understand.
No, it's not even that. I'm really upset about this whole situation. Like, listen, if that was the case, trade the man before last season. You knew that you weren't going to give him the money he wanted. He specifically told them a price. None of us know what the price was. He told him, listen, I'm not willing to go below this. The Ravens said, hey, $133 million guaranteed. That's a lot of money for somebody. He was like, not for me. And when you realize you were that far apart, like that report that came out that said they were $100 million apart, I can believe it. So once that happened, listen, set that man free. Let him go play for an organization that's going to value him, give him everything that he needs. Stop wasting everybody's time and trying to make yourself look like the good guy in front of the fans, hoping that we'll stay. Everybody's going to fill up the stadium. But once he's gone, it's empty, bruh. The merchandise is going down. Harbaugh's getting fired. Unfortunately, it had to come at the expense of Lamar Jackson, but I'm finally getting my wish. 11 years in the making.
And what wish is that?
Harbaugh gets fired.
Okay, I thought maybe you were going to become a Giants fan or a Jets fan or Miami fan.
I mean, listen, low key all off season, I've been talking about the Jets. They've been building something up there, and they're just a quarterback away. So if Lamar went to the Jets, I will follow.
They've been building something, and they're bringing somebody in to burn it all down.
Now, I'm not going to lie. As a Steelers fan, I would bench Kenny Pickett in a second if they went after Lamar. I'd be so happy.
First of all,
I'm just saying.
First of all, Suge, you haven't said nothing slick to a can of oil. You would bench Kenny Pickett for Derek Carr.
No, I wouldn't. Derek Carr is garbage. I've said he's garbage. I don't believe in Derek Carr at all.
First of all, don't drop the tradability of my quarterback.
And I mean, well, your new quarterback, the Pro Bowl, Huntley. I mean, he's just got to work on extending them arms, not going up. Extending.
Well, maybe wear some gloves.
Facts. If he wore gloves, he wouldn't have fumbled. I'm just saying. Mr. OTR Mike, how you feeling, man? Is is this hurting? How's this making you feel right now?
I mean, like Hendo said, it's a it's a move that we're not surprised at, but it's a situation that you think can't get any worse, and it gets worse by the day, right? So, I mean, we knew it was a chance of the non-exclusive tag, but we like, all right, look, they ain't that crazy, right? And they prove us to be they prove us to be wrong again. I get that they feel like there's other options like this, and then trying to or other options that can come from this, and try to let the market dictate itself. But it's just it's just bad. It's an ugly situation in Baltimore. I never thought that we would get to this point. But yeah, it's just bad. It's bad, bro. It doesn't feel good, but we're not surprised. I mean, Baltimore, the radio stations have been going crazy, but everybody's walking around like normal today because it's like, oh, we all knew that the Baltimore Ravens are becoming a shit show of an organization and how they handling this. So nobody's really, really surprised. It's just disappointed, like Hendo said.
I mean, from what I've been told, the Baltimore Ravens are one of the best class organizations out there. That's what I've been told by fans. But Mike, as far as I kind of forgot where I was going with this. My apologies. Oh God, what was I going to say? I had it in my head. I had it ready to say. I'll think about it, Mike. My bad. It's something for you personally about this. But Bronny, how Mike said that they didn't think the Ravens was going to do this, but I know you've been saying for a while, and I think Hendo even called this, that the Ravens were going to make a mistake. They were going to fumble the bag with Lamar, and they're kind of showing that now. Do you see any possibility of Lamar playing the Ravens under the tag, or is it just a done deal? He's going to be gone, and he's going to be playing for another team next year.
Well, I mean, anything's possible, right? I mean, they put the non-exclusive tag on him because there's some collusion going on, and they're trying to show a strong, united front with all these other teams that, hey, we're not going to give a fully guaranteed contract to you, even though we don't really know that that's what Lamar's asking for. His people, supposedly have said that that's not what he's asking for. And it's interesting that all 6 of those teams came out 2 hours after he was tagged and said we're not interested, without asking for, because they're not allowed to talk to him, right? So how would you even know if it was worthwhile or not at this point? They're not allowed to talk to him until next Monday. But like I said, anything is possible. He's always maintained that he wants to stay in Baltimore. If it were me, the BS that played out today would guarantee that I'd never played another snap for the Ravens. No matter what happened, no matter how the negotiations with other teams went, I'm not playing for you. I'll go play in the XFL or whatever it needs to be, but I'm not playing for Baltimore and EDC and Steve Bisciotti again after this nonsense. And I'll just throw it in again, just because I know you're not going to circle back around to it, because it's how you do me every time I'm on the show. But I'm not cool with the way the Panthers, stood up and said, "Hey, we'll be part of your BS show." What are you talking about? You were in on Deshaun Watson. You're out here talking about you want to make a splash at quarterback, and you're going to find the solution this offseason. You're about to trade multiple first-round picks to move up and take guys who are, I mean, if we're being real, most likely nowhere near as good as Lamar Jackson, but you're out on Lamar immediately. It's all a joke.
And before we get to Yolanda B's question, Mike, I remember what I was going to ask you. what do you? How do you respond to the fans that are walking around today saying this is why Lamar needs an agent? If he had an agent, his agent would have told him this, or his agent would have got this done, or they're making all these excuses of why this is happening and blaming it more on Lamar, basing it off the fact that he doesn't have an agent. This is why this is happening. What do you say to those people and fans that are using that as a narrative?
Bull crap. I mean, we just seen our linebacker sign the one of the richest deals for a linebacker, or off ball linebacker, um, in the sport without an agent. So, I mean, I've said all along on the roundtable that, the scary thing, especially at the beginning of this, the one thing that about having an agent that uh could have helped in this situation, right, is you have that agent to play the buffer, right? So in the situation when it got ugly in the media, or you know, those things go directly to Lamar because he's handling these situations. Where if an agent was there, he's gonna say, "Oh man, we're not that far apart, right?" You know what I mean? He's there to kind of get in the middle of the feeling side of it, right? Lamar dealing directly with the team, with all these amounts of slaps in the face that went on through this situation, you lead to what B said. Now it's feelings involved, so it's kind of like, man, I don't even know if I want to play for you anymore. Like, should I play for you again after all of this that I've dealt with? Where an agent can kind of hide some of that, right, from it actually getting to Lamar. But other than that, you know, agent ain't gonna play no difference. This is just the agents. Um, all of that narrative is started by the agents themselves. Because if Lamar can secure a bag of this magnitude without an agent, how many players are gonna follow suit, right, and save that money? So they're all in cahoots in one way or another. But that narrative bullcrap.
Yeah,
Okay,
like you said,
yeah.
they gave the biggest contract ever to Roquan Smith, and it happened in a couple of weeks, right, with no agent. So the talk about that having trouble negotiating with him without an agent is nonsense. They just don't want to pay him what he's asking for, and all the talk about, oh, if he had an agent, this would be done already. Yeah, what they're saying is if he had an agent, his agent would have told him take less money and maybe convinced him to do that. Why is that a good thing?
If he'd had an agent, he'd have signed at $39 million a year back then and be stuck. That man has clearly cleared to $50 million a year without having an agent, just sitting back waiting. Listen, Lamar's done nothing but sit back. He really hasn't opened his mouth, said a word. And his price tag, his value has gone up exponentially by doing nothing. What is an agent going to do for him? Negotiate a better deal? Listen, he's going to get a deal from a team one way or another. And I don't care what they say. Collusion, I know that that's going on. Because how can you say, all right, we're putting a non-exclusive tag on Lamar Jackson, and within an hour, teams are like, I'm out, not me.
The
Who
Atlanta
does that?
Falcons one, that wasn't even an hour.
Yeah, right.
That was kind of like right afterwards. Oh yeah, the Falcons are out. Like what?
Who does that? Who does that? Nobody. And listen, for them to be one of the first ones to do it, I know they lied. Arthur Blank.
Yeah.
Arthur Blank loved Michael Vick, and Lamar Jackson is a better Michael Vick.
Yeah,
Facts.
it's bogus. All of that stuff.
No, I know, Hendo, you talked about this on your show earlier. So I'll, if you want to go ahead and speak about it again, you can. But I'll start with you, Mike. What is the incentive for Lamar to play under the tag? Is there a reason to play under the tag, or does he say no? I'm not playing under the tag. What do you think about that?
No incentive to play under this one. I mean, I'm not paying for 32. I'm not paying under the tag for 32 million when I just watched Daniel Jones get 40 million, Geno get close to 50. I'm not. There's no incentive to play under this one. The $45 million tag, okay, you might have some incentive because then you could go down the route of, the Kirk Cousins route. All right, he bet on himself 1 year already, play under this $45 million tag, and then he's still in control of the situation next year. But I'm not playing for you for sure under this $32 million tag. Now, somebody can give me $32.5 million, and I'm gonna sign that before I sign back with you because you know what I can do. I've been here with you. You've seen what I've done to the city. You've seen what I've done to this organization and filling the stands. So there's zero incentive for him to play under this tag right here. None.
Yeah, for sure. And it's funny because the other day in Discord, I said I can't stand you guys because I have myself defending Lamar on TikTok and Twitter and things like that.
Right is
And
right.
one of the arguments, well, it's not right. Randall, first off, don't say things like that. But someone was trying to tell me, well, Lamar, the Ravens have done so much for Lamar, and I said, what has he done? What have they done for him? They haven't given him any kind of receiver core. They really haven't invested in the line other than Linderbaum. Maybe they've tried, but they really haven't done what they can for a generational quarterback that won unanimous MVP, only one other person has done. So what, and they want to say, well, he's injury prone. Why did I say porn? My apologies.
You like
prone.
injury porn? How does that work?
I do. We'll talk about it offline, Hendo. Okay, I'll let you know. I'll send you some links. They say he's injury prone. And I'm saying, well, yeah. I mean, when they don't invest in the line, they don't invest in wide receivers where he can get the ball out and he's not holding on to it and running for his life. You're going to get injured. And let's be honest, is he really injury prone? Like he got hurt. Maybe he could have come back this year if they were serious about putting him in a position to win. How do we know he was not 100%? If people want to get upset about that, say, well, then why would he do that? Well, look at what his team's doing. They're not even trying to help him. No wide receivers, to throw to. They're giving them people like Prochet, Robinson. Shout out to those people. Hey, they're in the league, so I can't hate on them. But
Sounds
those are, huh?
It sounds like you are a little bit.
I mean, hey, I'm not, but they're not really helping Lamar. He does so much for this team, and Mike, you've talked about it on the roundtable. He does so much for this team that he has to be almost Superman just for this team to win. But yet you have fans saying, "Well, no, it's his fault. It's his fault that he's injured. It's his fault, that this is going on." Like, why are fans now turning on Lamar for no reason? Like, he hasn't done it. He's not causing problems for the organization. He's not a troublemaker. Why are fans starting to turn on Lamar?
Ego. Listen, if I don't turn on Lamar, I have to admit that I was wrong, and it is the organization, because for all this time they've been battling against people saying, "Oh no, you don't know what you're talking about. The organization's done everything for Lamar." Blah 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 blah. Now they're starting to see this isn't a top-notch organization. They're starting to see that John Harbaugh is a fraud. They're starting to see a lot of things come to light that they haven't seen before. So now what happens is now you have to kind of find the villain in this situation, so that you don't have to say, "Yeah, I'm wrong," because that's the one thing a lot of people don't want to do is to admit when they're wrong. A la Suge Knight.
Yeah, right. I know.
Hendo.
Accusations. These are not accusations. This is false accusations. And
I'm in bragging.
Nah. Okay. Well, you can't point to a situation where I've been wrong, but that's all right. It's only some fans that are turning on Lamar. I think the majority of fans of the Ravens are sticking behind Lamar and saying, "Give Lamar his money." It's the bootlicker, purple Kool-Aid drinking fans who love billionaires more than anybody else, even though billionaires piss on them every day of their lives.
Facts.
Those are the people who are turning on Lamar Jackson, and nobody really gives a damn what they think. Those people are morons. So I mean, it is what it is.
And it's the same people that turned on Joe Flacco, who all of a sudden love Joe Flacco again. But when it got to that point for Joe Flacco, it was the same fan base that was calling the radio stations here on Twitter saying Flacco gotta go. So it's just something that this town tends to do. Is that like B and Hendo said, it's a small group that's just really loud that's doing it.
Jesus Christ,
Big Reg.
Emotional damage.
You can't be like that.
Big Reg, you've been good, bro. You've been good, bro. You've been chilling on that. I guess I give you your props, man. You've been good for a minute.
Now,
Damn.
Brodney, we've had these teams come out and say that they're not going to sign Lamar or go after him.
Mhm.
Right now, if you could put an odds-on favorite, where's Lamar going, or who's going to attempt to try to sign Lamar?
So it was the Panthers, the Falcons, the Commanders, the Raiders, the Dolphins, and I believe there was one other team who came out and said that they're not interested in Lamar. The Raiders walked it back already. They came out and said, "Oh, we haven't ruled anybody out, including Lamar Jackson." But they ain't got the money for Lamar Jackson anyway, so I don't know why they're trying to act like they're big boys and they're part of the conversation. The other teams, all of them are going to try and sign Lamar Jackson. They're saying this on Tuesday when they can't talk to him, and they're going to give like Jose says, they're going to give the Ravens a week to try and get something done, and then on Monday, every single one of those teams is going to call Lamar Jackson, and they're all going to make offers because listen, this isn't like Colin Kaepernick, right? Now, what Colin Kaepernick did, one, it personally offended all of the racist owners in the NFL. So they were not going to bring him back. Two, Colin Kaepernick, while he was a talented player, he was a good quarterback. He's not Lamar Jackson. He's not a franchise-changing player. And, so they can kind of, push him off to the side and say, whatever, we don't need you. You're not doing that with Lamar Jackson, right? As they showed last year with Deshaun Watson, they can't resist that level of talent. So that's why they all came out immediately after Lamar was tagged and said, yeah, we're not signing him. And then a week from now, if Lamar is still unsigned, they will all be going after him. So in terms of the favorites to land him, it's really tough to say, because if I'm Lamar right now, like I said, I would even just come out and be like, I'm just going to wait until after the draft when the 49ers and the Dolphins can make their offers, because they can't negotiate with them because they don't have first-round picks this year. Mm-hmm. So if he waits until after the draft, I would say that Miami's the favorite. If he tries to get something done before the draft, I'm going to go ahead and say, I've been telling you for months, it's the Carolina Panthers.
They're out.
They're not out. David Tepper is making a big splash at quarterback. He's doing it right this time. He's going to trade 2 first-round picks, and he's going to bring Lamar home.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be Miami?
No.
He's bringing Lamar to his new and future home.
They should.
Okay.
Stephen Ross has somebody parked outside Lamar's house right now, watching his every move. Let me know where he go. Let me know his moves. Listen, Stephen Ross is an OG gangster. He's a monster.
The person he has parked outside is Stephen Ross.
Probably so. I ain't gonna hold you. Stephen Ross himself probably going out back. Listen, and he's gonna hit up Lamar. His mom. I'm telling you, Stephen Ross is a gangster.
He'll be like Mark Cuban when he was rolling around Dallas trying to find DeAndre.
Right. So,
what about you, Mike? Where do you think the favorite is for Lamar to end up?
I don't know, man. I don't at this point. I don't know. I think you will see just about every team that either needs a quarterback or that quarterback situation is iffy. Throw at least a stone into that lake to see what they can do with that situation. All I think is posturing right now. Nobody wants to tip their hat right now or their hand and say, "Yo, we're definitely interested in Lamar." They all playing that game right now where they're not gonna say nothing, right? Nobody's gonna say anything. But like I said on Twitter and in the Discord, they all have somebody sending that "Hey, big head" text to Lamar. What are you doing? Brandon. Hey, how's the weather down there? What are you doing later? What are you doing next week? Oh, he's getting those texts. You know what I mean?
You sleep.
Bro, I can't believe EDC did you like that, man. That's disrespectful.
Right. We wouldn't do you like that.
They don't care about you, man. They don't care. He's getting all of that right now. So, I think what the Ravens did is this is the risk, obviously, that they took, because now, like, he's still in control. He can talk to anybody he wants to at a certain point. And like B said, if he waits till after the draft, he can talk to even more teams. So, man, I don't know, but if I'm gonna throw a team out there, don't
Just-
count out New England.
Go ahead,
I
Mike.
was just about to say that's
New
my
England.
sleeper. That's my sleeper.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Bill
Don't
Belichick
count-
loves
don't-
Lamar,
Don't count out New England trying to sneak in there and make a splash.
and that's what
Like,
Tom.
Go ahead, Bronny, you want to respond to Jeremy Miller? Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask if he was trolling. Like, is that a serious question?
It might be. You never know.
Well, that's why I'm asking.
Is he serious? Because he's Lamar Jackson.
And Brock Purdy is Brock Purdy.
Facts.
That's why.
I mean, Brock is Purdy, so Hendo.
He may be that, but he ain't good.
Brock ain't playing this year. Or whatever.
Hendo.
Hmm?
Now let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side, where does this leave? What is this? What do you think of the Ravens now? What do you think of EDC? What do you think about the upper organization making this move now? And how do you perceive them after they've done this?
How do I?
How do you perceive them? And but how do all Raven fans perceiving them right now?
Well, for me, nothing's changed. I felt like they've been inept for years. Like this just confirms it and it puts it out in the public. I think that the rest of the Ravens flock, or most of the Ravens flock, actually sees through the facade now, especially with the survey that was going out. The things that they've seen John Harbaugh say and do. Listen, we had a press conference where they said this, I'm 200% sure we're going to get Lamar signed to a long-term deal. He's the quarterback that we want. He's our future. John Harbaugh the other day, I love Lamar. Like, that's my guy. You know, we're going to do what we can to keep him. Like, it's all lip service. You could have secured this man a long time ago. You could have secured this man before 4 o'clock today. Just send him a number that he could not refuse, and it's over. So I think that Ravens fans now are just tired of it. And they know what's coming. They know we're going back to that Elvis Gerback, Kyle Bowler, Anthony Wright situation. Yes, I hope we get Baker Mayfield. I hope the Ravens get Baker Mayfield because us over there in Carolina, we got something brewing. We got something brewing over there.
Hey, this lunch break hot takes gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome.
Is it almost Wednesday again?
Man,
It's like it's Wednesday almost every other day.
Don't remind me.
I hate it so much.
Then we get
Um,
the overtime
need
show.
more-
Stay up
need
to like
more.
3 o'clock.
Need more days in the week, man.
No, we don't. We need less days in the week.
I'll work 9 days just to have more time in between shows.
Ronnie, as the outsider looking in, how do you perceive the Ravens now? How do you look at
The
them?
same way
for
I
not getting
perceive
this
the
out?
Ravens for years, as a garbage organization who's good at PR. That's all they've ever been. Even going back to Ozzie. Now, Ozzie, I'm not saying he was bad at his job. Ozzie was a great GM, but Ozzie was a dirtbag too.
Yep.
Ozzie called up Bart Scott, and I forget the actual numbers, so forgive me. But he's told the story before, or Bart Scott's told the story because he went undrafted, and Ozzie Newsome called him up and was like, "Hey, we want to sign you. I got $500 signing bonus for you." And then he hung up, called him back like an hour later, and was like, "Yo, I got $250 for you." Why? What was that? Where'd that $250 go? Other than you are exploiting Bart Scott because you can.
Mm-hmm.
They've always been dirtbags. Ask Ryan Grant how great an organization Baltimore is. Ask Michael Brockers how great an organization. Ask even what's his name, Zedarius. Ask him. Ask Carl Davis. Ask all the players who came out on Twitter last week talking about how the Ravens ended their careers. About what kind of organization they got over there. It's a trash organization. And you know what? You know, it sounds like I'm being harsh on the Ravens. It's a trash organization just like the other 31.
Facts. But the problem was everyone in the flock always thought we were above all the pettiness and just chicanery that goes on, but we're not.
No.
I mean, they're not.
It's going to take a while to get used to it.
I'm pretty sure we're going to circle back to the Lamar stuff, but we're talking about some of the signings that happened today or yesterday or today. Obviously, Derek Carr is going to the Saints. Geno Smith 3-year, $75 million deal, man. I mean, shout out to him.
His is
Derek
105.
His is 105. Yeah. It's
Oh,
more than
they say 75, including $40 fully guaranteed. So you're right, 105 max deal. Yes, my apologies. You have Derek Carr signing for 4 years, 150, with another 10 million guaranteed in the third year, 100 million guaranteed. That includes 60 million guaranteed and signing with another 10 million guaranteed in the third year. So yeah, I mean, shout out to him. You have Daniel Jones, 4 years, 160 mil.
Where's Ferris?
And they said like another 30, another 35 in like incentives for him.
Mm-hmm.
And the Jacksonville signed their QB CJ, or they re-signed him for 2 years, 4.5 million. Any of these deals surprise you, concern you? Anything? Are you happy for him? Are you not happy for him? Obviously, a lot of people are excited for Geno. He got his money. Daniel Jones, we were kind of iffy on. Derek Carr to the Saints.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
So, which ones do you like?
Yeah,
Which ones do you do not like?
I'm happy for all of them. I'm always glad to see players getting paid. I'm not as happy for Giants fans. We kind of knew if they got the deal done, it would be over 40 million. But I kind of thought to myself, hey, no way you'll actually do it, right? He's Daniel Jones. And I can tell you one person who should be extremely upset is Saquon Barkley. You couldn't hold out on signing your deal for another hour to allow me to hit free agency, because they weren't going to tag Saquon unless Daniel Jones was signed.
Mm-hmm.
Just slow play it a little bit, man. But now Saquon's tagged for 10 million. He's got to come back and have the entire franchise on his shoulders because Daniel Jones can't carry shit.
Wow.
Geno, really, really happy for Geno, and don't let Hendo fool you. He is not happy for him at all. Hendo was a hater. Derek Carr, I think, is it's a weird signing. Like, he's a good quarterback. They're a terrible team, and they have a terrible coach. And I just don't think that it's really going to work out the way that it could have if he landed somewhere else.
Okay, Mike, how about you? How do you feel about all these signings?
Derek Carr, like B said, Derek Carr is like, he's not bad. You know what I mean? He's not the worst guy out there. He's just like Derek Carr is he's a 65-degree day, right? It's like it ain't cold, but it ain't like I can't go swimming. You know what I mean? Like, so, it's just it's not a bad day. It's still a good day, but he's just not, But I thought that I thought that B's probably not going to like this. I thought that Carr was going to end up with the Panthers, but not a bad.
Wanted him.
Yeah, it's not a bad signing for him. But like B said as well, like, look, man, you do get your paper, man, get your money. I like how Derek Carr handled this situation as well too. The Raiders wanted to stick it to him. Okay, then I'm not accepting any trade. You got to release me, and I'm still gonna get my bag, and you're gonna come away with nothing. So I like how he took control of that situation. But yeah, man, get your money. The Daniel Jones situation. It's the market, right? It's not many quarterbacks out there. The Giants had, they had to make a move, so they had to pay him. I mean, this is they followed the trend of following the market, like most teams do. Besides the one in Baltimore,
they could have got a better quarterback for less. His name was Derek Carr.
I mean, well, Derek had to decide if he wanted to go there as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I bet if you offered him the deal they gave Daniel Jones, he would have.
I mean, he gets to go play. He gets to go play in a dome now. I mean, I'd rather play in a dome than play outside.
In fairness, let that hurt go. I mean, it's not my fault that your team just paid Daniel Jones $40 million. And you can talk about the Panthers all you want, but even when they paid Darnold and Baker at the same time, it was still less than what you just gave Daniel. Like, that's something you got to live with.
Ferris, I will never ban you. They might ban you. I'll never ban you.
Who banned? Nobody's banned Ferris.
I don't know. Brandon said that y'all need you heard about right about banning Ferris. You know,
It
Hendo,
does
what are your
matter.
thoughts?
Listen, I love for any player to get their money, and don't listen to Brownie. I am actually happy for Geno Smith. I don't
Yeah,
like Geno Smith, but I'm
yeah,
happy. I'm happy he got his money, and I'm happy that he finally
yeah,
found. I'm happy he finally found security as a
Yeah.
quarterback. He's finally found stability. Um, the
Well,
Daniel Jones.
he found stability in his bank account. I still don't trust that situation there either. I think let him play iffy this year. They'll have a $50 million backup in a minute.
I think they're going to draft quarterback this year.
Yeah. But I mean, either way, I'm happy that he got his money. He bought out. He earned the contract. Again, he's another one that played well at the right time. You know, Daniel Jones played solid this year at the right time. So he had to
Really
he had to
stretching the
pay.
definition of solid.
Listen, I'm happy for Daniel Jones. Honestly,
I am
Yeah.
too.
I'm not. No, I mean,
saying. We ain't got to lie about him.
I mean, is he a good quarterback?
No.
Not really, but you got to look at this. Brian Dable got the most out of him that he could, especially with a team that could rival the Baltimore Ravens as far as wide receivers go. I mean, we scraping the bottom of the barrel, but you know the Giants are kind of circling the outer rim of the jaw. So they did they did. I mean, he did a pretty decent job without having any wide receivers. So
Go ahead.
I just want to see what Daniel Jones can do in year 2 of the Brian Daboll system, and hopefully they get somebody outside of Kenny Galladay and hoping
gone.
that's what I'm saying, and hoping that Sterling Shepard can stay healthy at any season in his NFL career and actually put some talent around him and see what he can do. Listen, the market's the market. They got a deal at $40 million for a starting quarterback in the NFL. And Derek Carr, I love it. Listen, him, Chris Olave, Battery,
Shaheed.
Okay, him too. I don't give a gosh darn. Listen, as long as in fantasy, he out there just slinging bombs. Because Chris Olave's got to be better with Derek Carr than he was with Andy Dalton.
No,
I'm about to get some. Yes, he do.
No,
The Red Rocket. Brian, you know why we both laughed? Because when Hendo made that statement, we both know that Ferris was at work. And he goes, you know what, Hendo, fuck you. And all these customers looked at him. It was like, what?
Right.
You know, Ferris, I apologize.
Send me the link. Hold on. Hey,
making-
you gotta
for making fun
donate.
of
You
you
gotta
about the
donate to
Giants.
get on here. Okay, that pin link is right up there.
I
in the
got you,
chat.
Ferris. I got you.
You know. Oh, here we go. Bronny's just gonna send the link out.
I am.
Well, Jeremy says someone has to win the NFC South. It's not going to be the Panthers after Steve Wilkes was treated. Wow. Okay. Daniel Banana.
He didn't deserve that job, Jeremy.
Got paid the good. That's good for him. Now, like I said, we'll probably circle back to some football talk. But I'm actually glad Mike's here and Hendo's here and Bronny because we do talk basketball. And I don't know if you guys saw this or heard about it, and I want to get your guys' thoughts.
I saw
JJ
the Lakers
Redick
beat the brakes off of Golden State. Oh, is that not what we're talking about?
No, that's not what we're talking about. JJ Redick and Kendrick Perkins are going at it on First Take. I don't know if you saw this. It was over the conversation of Jokic possibly winning his third MVP. Talking about stat padding, and Perk kind of insinuated that people are going to vote for Jokic because he's European and white. And, JJ Redick came at him because of that today, and they both kind of went at it. And it'll go into my next question, but do you feel that Kendrick Perkins was insinuating, or was he just stating facts, or what's your guys' thoughts on this whole situation? I'll start with you, Hendo.
I'm sorry, I zoned out when Brian started talking. I mean, it's kind of hard to say. It may be a little bit of merit, but listen, Jokic is a outstanding player. Outstanding. Now, you know, I don't know if they brought, they said something about the stat padding. What was Giannis doing when he was trying to get his triple-double? Like, all players try to pad their stats, especially when you're a front runner in the MVP race. I mean, you know, they need stuff to talk about on TV. I mean, if Jokic gets it, I wouldn't be mad.
Well,
And
the argument
it's the
Perk is
fact
trying
that
to make,
it's because
he's not a
white.
top 10 scorer. No, it's not. He's
Oh,
not top 10 scorer.
He don't, because he doesn't have to be a top 10 scorer because he's doing everything else. So you have to be a top scorer to be league MVP. Was Steve Nash the top scorer when he won MVP?
Steve Nash is white.
Bow.
but that's what Perk brought up. Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash, Jokic.
Oh,
I
no,
know.
Dirk.
We're talking about Dirk.
But this is what Perk brought up, that these three were not top 10 in scoring when they won their MVPs.
Dirk was top 10 in scoring.
That's apparently he wasn't. Nash, Dirk, or Jokic were not top 10. First off, Jose, you're still in my topics, okay? So
Well, hey man, honestly, man, a stat line of 25, 15, and 15 looks pretty good when the other stat line is 35, 5, and 5.
well, that's what they were saying, Ferris, that this year the top guys that are scoring, it's been like the first time in a very long time that these guys are all averaging over 30 points. Like that's like,
Well, it's the evolution of
really
the
happened.
it's the evolution of the NBA. No one plays defense anymore. No one cares to play defense because why? Because the NBA doesn't want you to play defense. You can't be physical. You can't breathe on certain folks. They prefer 145, 140 games. They don't like 95 to 80 games. They don't like that. They saw how it was in the early 2000s.
Nobody likes that.
Yeah, no one likes that. Like no one liked watching Detroit and Indiana beat each other 89-82.
There were games in that series where teams didn't hit 70.
Exactly. So like because they
amazing,
believe,
Resident Rodney.
yeah. No, but the thing is, his thing. But like, it's a personally, I think it's a larger, broad spectrum of what's wrong with the NBA. Like, they don't promote the game; they promote the player. That's why the NFL is very good because we love the game of football. We all love the game of football. We have players that we love. We have certain players that we love. But at the end of the day, like when Julius Peppers left the Carolina Panthers, Rodney didn't leave.
Yeah, but you know what else that leads to, Paris, is Lamar Jackson can't get paid.
Yeah, that's not the good benefit of it. Every sport wants what the MLB has, that Players Association, where they fight tooth and nail for everyone, even people they don't like. Mm-hmm. That's what they want. The NFL wants that. The NBA wants that. You know, getting guaranteed contracts aren't in people's CBAs. Like going back to the football aspect, I know we're talking basketball. The MLB players fought for guaranteed contracts because they only accepted guaranteed contracts. The problem with the NFL is quarterbacks aren't accepting guaranteed contracts like Daniel Jones, Derek Carr. They're accepting these contracts that have outs and it's really 2-year deals. It's only $82 million. Like if Daniel Jones was like, I want a fully guaranteed deal. Derek Carr says, I want a fully guaranteed deal. That helps Lamar Jackson say, I want a fully guaranteed deal. But those players won't do it. Though it's 32. If I'm gonna be his situation, if all 32 quarterbacks were in a negotiation room and said we only want guaranteed deals and actually were proper leaders for their team, NFL players would get guaranteed contract left and right. But the NFL owner loves to isolate the quarterback to make sure he stays away from the team. You're the quarterback. You're my guy. So accept this, and I'll take care of you here. I'll take care of you there. He keeps them away. The NFL quarterback's like, I am the leader of the team, but you're not really the leader of the team. Because if you were the leader of the team, you would tell the NFL owner to shoo, I'm with my boys. We want guaranteed deals. But the NFL owner knows that, so he divides and conquers.
Ferris Mathana going on record as saying the only leaders in the NFL are Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
Incredible.
Well, I know Ferris kind of went back into the NFL.
All right, basketball. My apologies. Here's my basketball take. I think it has a little merit because honestly, it's America, and there's always some racial lens that we have to see everything because it's America. It's literally it. But Nikola Jokic may be the one exception because what is the criteria for MVP nowadays? We don't know what it is. Was it stats? Is it story? Like, what is it? It's a regular season award. That's what it is. It's a regular season award. What did you do in the regular season? What he does in the regular season is tremendous and it's amazing. And it's some of the best basketball ever being played in the NBA. You know, I remember when David Robinson got an MVP award. You know what happened to him in the playoffs? Hakeem Olajuwon took him to school. And Hakeem said, you took my MVP award. and he took him to town. It's a regular season award. That's what it is. The precedent is what Larry Bird did in the 80s, where he won 3 straight, but he has a ring in the middle. He has a ring in the middle. But the other 2 times when Larry Bird was MVP, he didn't win anything. But he has that 1 ring. That's what people look at it as. He needs to have at least 1 ring to validate his 3 MVPs. But it's a regular season award, so why does it need to be validated if it's a regular season award?
Because 2/3 of the league makes the playoffs, and it shouldn't be a regular season award.
Exactly. So right there, it shouldn't be a regular season award.
Yeah.
You set a good criteria. The criteria currently is just regular season. That's it. But if we do what Brownie's saying, which I think is kind of proper, Nikola Jokic wouldn't have 2 MVPs already because he got bounced last year in the first round. And he got bounced. Did he get bounced again in the first round?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the Nuggets had a lot of injuries.
Yeah, they're a better team.
Key players. So that's part of why he got bounced. But yeah, I mean, he's not one of the. I'm not gonna say he's not one of the top players, but he's not at the top of the NBA, right? He's not Giannis. He's not LeBron with
top 10
on the top. Yeah, top 10. But there's a tier that's above the bottom half of that top 10. Is what I'm saying, right? Like Giannis,
who's your top
and Giannis and whoever's at 10th are not on the same tier of player.
But I think Jokic is probably like 6.
Okay, could be. Mike, how do you feel about all this? And we will get into the MVP talk, but Mike, how do you feel about this coming up between Kendrick Perkins and JJ Redick?
I saw it all come up. I didn't really watch the clip. I agree with Ferris though. I think it does have some merit, but at the same time, I mean, Jokic, like he's balling, right? I mean, you want to call it stat pad and whatever. I mean, look, he has his team has one of the better records in the league. So it's also I think MVP, impact on your team should also be considered. If he's not there, and what they will look like when he's not there, I think that should play a part. But I mean, he's balling, right? But it is some merit to it. But look, he was wrong by questioning Dirk, because the way Dirk played that year, ain't too many people that dominated the game like Dirk did that year. So I'm completely not agreeing with him on that. But I mean, it is what it is. Like, there's no. I mean, who does he think? Did he give an idea of who he said should be the front runner? I mean, the only other person,
I think he's talking about Giannis, Embiid.
You got to play more than 60 games to be an MVP.
Luka was in the conversation, but now he's kind of not in the conversation. But it was them 3 that he had brought up and kind of mentioned. JJ brought that up. He said, well, Giannis was stat padding. You didn't say anything about him, because earlier this year, Kendrick had said something, because Jokic, the Nuggets are 28-0 when he gets a triple double. And I think he had 100 triple doubles already or something. Mm-hmm. And so he kind of brought that up. JJ Redick brought up, well, Giannis, you don't say anything when Giannis stat pad.
So you said 28-8-0?
No, 28-0.
28-0 when he gets a triple double.
This season. The Nuggets.
This season. So you're telling me when Nikola Jokic plays great, the Nuggets win? Oh my God. Really? Oh my God, Kendrick Perkins. What an astonishing thing to say. When the best player on the Nuggets has a triple double and plays amazingly, they're undefeated. How's that stat padding, Dip? How's that stat padding?
There's no such thing as stat padding. Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Everybody has 48 minutes, and you go and you get the stats that you get. Like, it's not stat padding is a ridiculous term. It's the same thing as garbage time in the NFL, right? People like to say, oh yeah, so and so threw 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, but most of it was in garbage time. It's not garbage time for the other team, is it? You don't ever hear anybody say take away half of Pat Mahomes' stats because they blow teams out. It doesn't. If it's not going both ways, then you can't really, it's not really a thing. People just like to discredit certain players and certain accomplishments. Jokic is one of the best passing big men in history, right? So you don't need to be the top scorer. right? Not everybody is LeBron, who's going to be, the best passer and the top scorer in the league. He does everything pretty well. He's a great passer. He can score from all over the court, and the Nuggets are the number 1 seed in the West. So why wouldn't he be in talks for the MVP?
I think he could drop 40 a night if he wanted to. I just think he doesn't.
I'm
want
sure
to.
he could. And to bring up Joel Embiid, who has never won a goddamn thing and who has choked every single year in the playoffs.
Wow.
Whatever.
And rarely plays more than 70 games a year.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the best ability is availability.
That's not true.
That's true. Good point.
That's not true.
But my propaganda is going to
Wow.
Now,
He changed your mind very easily.
Now, real quick, Ferris
Propaganda.
kind of mentioned this. Bronny, I want to get your take. Hendo, Mike, Ferris. I know you, like I said, you already kind of answered, but real quick, I just want to get you guys' take on this. How does the NBA fix the MVP voting? What's the criteria? How do we fix this to where people will say, okay, yeah, he legitimately won it, and not a couple of years down the line say, oh, well, he wasn't really the MVP. We obviously, me and Bronny get into this argument all the time. The Steve Nash, when Shaq and Kobe should have won it over Steve Nash, but Bronny always brings up standings. He brings up things like that.
Yeah, because if your team doesn't win any games, you're not very valuable, are you? Sure.
Well,
No, you're
Perk brought up a situation where like Jokic's team was 6, he won an MVP. Russell Westbrook's team was 6. James Harden's team was 6 seed in the West, and they didn't win MVPs. So this is all kind of going back and forth.
Russell did win the MVP.
Both of them have won MVPs for being the leaders of not great teams.
Thanks.
I think Harden didn't win.
James didn't. Russell did, because Russell had a triple double like every other.
Harden won MVP as well one year, I thought.
But I don't think it was with the Rockets. But how do we fix this? How do we fix the MVP? Yeah, he's gonna go Google it right now.
Goddamn right, I am.
Gonna treat us all like Colin Morrison here. Hendo, how do we fix that? How do we fix the MVP voting?
Wait till after the postseason. And
2018.
After the
James Harden,
finals,
2018.
after the first round, second.
No,
round.
after the finals. Because listen, if you are truly the most valuable player in the league, you are going to make a deep playoff push. If your team is horrible, if you're the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron carries them deep in the playoffs, he's the MVP.
And to that point, Dirk won MVP and got bounced in the first round, right?
By the Golden State Warriors.
But he also had another year where he carried the Mavericks to a title. So you take away that Golden State MVP and you give him the MVP the year he won the championship. And it all works out. Everybody's happy.
Oh, what's he
that's the year I'm talking about. That year he won the chip. He was unstoppable.
2011.
Unstoppable. He was unbelievable.
Him and Jason Terry.
I'd never seen a man will a team like that, bro. Like him, it's tremendous. Shout out to Sean Marion.
What you say, Mr. J? Harden did win an MVP? Somebody out here giving out bum scoop again.
I didn't say it as a fact. I said I don't know. I don't think he did.
I said this was brought up that he didn't win. That he either won or I'm not sure. I got to look what the quote was. That he was a 6 seed and did.
You know what, Hendo?
I wouldn't even talk about you first. I wouldn't even talk about you first. I'm talking about Suge.
Oh, okay, my bad. You're usually yelling at me, so my bad.
You're talking about Ferris, and I just want to point out again. I just want to point out again that Ferris is the one. Bum scoop is the one that you use as your evidence when you talk about your championship belt and your championship ring. It's disgusting.
That's my man, though.
I didn't say it was a fact. I said I don't think he did win one.
I was talking about you. Suge was like he didn't.
Yeah, I said I don't know. I don't know. I said I don't think he did. I didn't say he didn't.
I'm just going by what I saw.
I'm going after Bronny. You know what, Bronny? You know what now? You know what?
Why are you going after me?
No. You know what?
Suge,
you know what? I'm happy that you don't invite me on your show.
You straight up sat there and right in my face said, "No, James Harden didn't win MVP."
He did. I didn't do it. I said I don't think he did.
You did say that.
I mean, first you did say that.
You know what? I'm no longer asking to ever join you guys' shows. I'm done. You know what? Screw you.
Ferris.
You three, Mikey, Tony, and what's his face?
I'm on your side, bro.
Mike
Oh,
is
come on,
a
come
word
on.
in 10
I
he,
ain't
seconds.
said a
threw,
word.
he threw Mikey under the bus real quick. He was like,
Yeah.
He named Mike
I'm
first.
guilty. I'm guilty
He
by
said-
association.
He said
Yeah.
Mike is first against the wall.
all right.
No, I'm a
go ahead.
little,
roll with
I'm a
those
little,
guys.
no, I'm a little irritated that Mike's never invited me on open mic. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Get a little bit, you know?
Wow.
When have you seen
Mike
on
on a
Mike?
little hiatus, yo.
Right, what are
I'm
you
just
talking
saying, you
about?
know?
Yeah, he hasn't been feeling well, but I'm kind of glad that Ferris is here because one
Nah, I'm
one
kidding,
thing I
Mike.
do
I
like
mean, I
to,
love you, man.
one of the things I do
You're a
like to
wonderful
talk
guy.
about with him is fighting. Mike's here, Bronny's here, and Hendo's here, who he does know about a little bit about fighting. But I wanted to talk
He
about
knows that
UFC.
nobody can beat him.
That's right. Nobody beating on Hendo.
Hey, man, didn't Hendo say he would like kill a man or something? I remember that day, right? He said that,
a
right?
couple times.
I don't do
Okay.
violence. I don't do violence, bro.
Hey, Ferris.
What?
What's his face? Hey, Ferris. What's
Yeah.
wrong for Kadarius Tony?
Nothing. What's your
Here we
face?
go, Bronny.
What?
We're not
Nothing.
doing
What's
this
your
live.
face?
Wow.
Yeah.
We're not doing this on live.
I was waiting for you to bring up the topic. That's why there was some dead air. So I figured
Yeah.
I asked Ferris a question. My apologies for trying to fill the dead air, Suge.
Yeah, you're not
Won't do it
you're not
again.
you're not
Won't do it
you're
again.
not
Won't do it
you're
again.
not welcome. UFC 285. John Jones returned to fight at heavyweight versus Suge. But there was a big upset in the women's flyweight. Alexa Grasso beats Shevchenko, which was a.
Hey, let's
great
not talk
fight.
about this, man. Hey, man, you put my boy through mental stress, man. Come on, bro. Hey, we can't talk about this fight, show. We can't.
Why can't we talk about this fight?
My boy Mikey, man.
You trying to break up friendships?
Yeah,
What are you
man.
doing, Suge?
What happened, Mike?
Why you like this?
What do
Mike,
you what
did you
happened?
bet
You
on
don't
it?
know what happened?
Mike,
You
did
don't
you
know
bet
what
on
happened?
somebody?
Sure,
Did
you
you bet on
hurt
somebody?
you. Who hurt you?
Suge knows what happened. Suge
I
was
don't
there.
know. I don't know.
Suge,
I was
saw
busy
you
that
in the
night.
chat. I saw you in
I
the
was
chat.
busy that night. What happened?
Stop lying.
He knows.
Mike, what happened?
He lost a good friend.
Let's just say Mike got
So,
some questionable advice.
My good buddy of 23, 4, 5 years.
Wow.
I still love him all the same, but I had my finger on the button at plus like 650, 700 to pick I don't even know her name.
Alexa Grasso.
I just had a feeling. I just had a feeling. Like, you know what? UFC is one of those sports to me, right? I mean, we've seen it, right? Like, it's one of those sports that, no matter how much you're the favorite, like, there's a chance, like, you may lose. We've seen it happen. And I had a moment because back when Ronda Rousey lost, and was upset by, I can't remember, but I was watching at a buddy's house, and I was like, bro, yeah, the same card that Connor lost on, right? McGregor,
No.
right? Somebody, both of the favorites lost on that card, whatever the one I'm talking about, and I told my buddy to pick, their opponents, and he did, and they both won. So I was feeling that way again. So I was gonna put some money on Grasso, and I happened to we just finished hanging with Hendo, and we're backstage and we're talking, and I'm like, Zay, man, I think I'm about to put some money on this. Nah, don't do it. Valentina is she's it. I'm like, all right, well, how's she gonna win? Submission. So I switched my bet to put submission for Valentina. I would have won enough money to get me out the hood. Now I gotta stay in the hood. But it's okay, man. Jose's still my buddy.
Little Mike could have a whole different life.
Yeah, this entire segment to Mike right now. This entire segment.
Could have put little Mike in the private school starting next year.
Oh, no.
Now it's gonna be a public school kid now, but it's okay.
Poor Mike. Oh God. I mean,
The bettor's looking at Mike.
Yeah, before
Yeah.
oh Jesus, before this fight though, I did have gone over Alexa Grasso. She's a very accomplished boxer, and in her fight, she really could hold her own in that department as far as blocking. I mean, in boxing, and during this fight, she gave Valentina a
I just
really
saw Jose's
hard
comment.
time.
I just saw Jose's comment. The Black
That's
generational wealth.
Wow. She was able to hang with Valentina and give it back to her. And we're in the ending, Valentina throws a spinning kick. And let me tell you something. People were complaining. I looked on Facebook, Twitter, and why would she do this? She is about this much. If Alexa doesn't move, that goes into the gut or the ribs, and those ribs are breaking.
She cut the distance. Alexa cut the distance very good because Valentina Shevchenko
very good and on time. She was
she timed it and
perfectly.
And she jumped on her back.
They showed a video of her practicing this.
Yeah.
She said, when you hear fighters say that, they go, "Oh, I practiced this." You're like, "Did you?" And then we see it, and you're like, "Wait a minute, they did." She practiced it, and she said it. She said, "I've seen her do this." And she practiced it. Bronny, I know you watched the fight. You ended up doing a stream that night. I unfortunately didn't get to watch it. What were your just thoughts on that fight and the upset? A very big upset. And shout out to all my my Mexican peeps. Proud Mexican here. We have 3 Mexican champions now in the UFC. Very happy. Us Mexicans.
I thought you was Puerto Rican.
I am Puerto Rican, but I'm also Mexican.
I thought you
you was African.
Well, don't worry. That's coming soon. I'll be all 3. Okay. But Bronny, what'd you think about this fight?
None.
You didn't care? You didn't care?
No.
Wow. Thanks, Bronny.
No, you told me not to talk no more, so I don't know.
I didn't tell you not to talk.
I said one thing to Ferris, and you just jumped all over me, so I just don't feel like really
I didn't
right now.
Hold on. I never jumped on over you for anything. First off.
I remember
What I
vividly.
say? Yeah, because I did not. God damn it!
There he
this
is.
man is
There
lurking.
he is.
Lurking.
Right.
What I said.
That's right, Caleb.
Lurking.
Caleb says no.
No, I thought it
Actually-
was a really. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. Go ahead, Shug.
No, you're good. You're good.
No,
I want to
go
show something
ahead.
for Caleb. Let's see if it works. Did it work? No, it didn't work. Anyway, go ahead. Did not work.
No, I thought it was a very good fight, a very entertaining fight, a very close fight. Like you said, Grasso was getting the better of Valentina on the feet, and she was very eager to.
There's no we or us.
He was very eager to
Disrespect.
take it to the ground, and I think that's where she got a little bit sloppy, and Grasso was able to time that kick and get on her back and choke her out. I think that she wasn't really prepared for how tough an opponent Grasso would be, and I think that if there's a rematch, like Shevchenko is asking for, she'll put Grasso away pretty quickly.
By the way,
I was very happy.
When you do Caleb, it shows up on the Twitch. He's on your YouTube, so he's not gonna see what's going on your Twitch.
No, it should be on both. It's on both.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be an eye. It should be. But I'll fix it. Before Ferris, what I was actually very pleasantly surprised about Rodney was Valentina did not make an excuse. She said, "I made a mistake, very light mistake," and she capitalized. Good for her. So I think the next fight, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
because you're right. She did give her a hard time on her feet, but Valentina was able to take her down with ease. But then it kind of slowed down in the 3rd and 4th round. So we'll see if she's going to focus more on the takedown. Ferris, what were your thoughts on this fight and how it went?
I'm one of those like, oh, Valentina's gonna win. I'm like Jose, but then I quickly kind of like, oh snap, Alexa could win this because after the first round, she hit Valentina a couple times with some straight rights. I think a cross once or twice, and it showed Valentina she had pop in her hands, and she felt it. She felt it, and Valentina felt it because Alexa Grasso has always been a very crisp boxer in the UFC, and guess that's the one thing MMA people don't know. They don't know how to defend crisp boxing. because they're mixed martial artists, right? So their stances are kind of weird, not weird, like just different. They're just different. Stephen Thompson fights in a karate stance where his hands are low and he's just hopping back and forth. Valentina fights a little wide like this. They're not boxers, they're not tight, and that's how Valentina took advantage of it. No, Alexa took advantage of it because she knew she wasn't going to properly defend boxing. She's going to probably defend MMA. And Alexa getting up, she got taken down a couple times, but she got up. And Valentina had to fight to keep her down there on occasion, and it drained her. Then in the later rounds, Alexa had more in the tank because Valentina did a lot of wrestling in the early parts in rounds 2 and 3, and fighting to keep her down expends energy, like Suge in wrestling, and I know as well. Getting someone down is cool. You expend more energy keeping them down. That's where you lose all your energy, keeping someone on the ground. And she didn't have an energy, and she kind of shorted her spinning back kick, and she snapped it and she cut the distance between the spinning back kick and jumped on her back, and right away, and put the choke on her chin and cranked it.
That turned her into a Pokeball. The top half was red and the bottom half was white.
Exactly.
All right, and let's just talk about the main event. John Jones returns, and that fight was over in like 2 seconds. It wasn't much of a fight, and a lot of people saw that choke from John Jones on Sarah Gone and couldn't believe how he got it. I don't know. Like, I don't know how I feel about this fight because now it's setting up John Jones versus Stipe, which is, I guess I'm excited for. I'm not really excited. Like, it's okay.
Yeah, what it's setting up is a absolutely worthless heavyweight division in MMA, just like in boxing.
Yeah,
because Jones is he's going to knock out Stipe, or he's going to beat Stipe. He may submit him. I don't know, but after that, what's left?
Yeah.
Nothing.
I mean, he's still going after Ngannou. He's talking this crap about Ngannou.
And Ngannou's not in the UFC anymore.
Yeah, he's trying to get him back. They're talking Steve.
Yeah, look, that's a pipe dream at this point. Like, there's nothing in the UFC for him to do after he beats Stipe, who, I mean, really is also retired, right? So
yeah, but he's coming back. To fight Jones, which is, I don't know. I'm not excited for it. I'm not excited for it. Mike, I know you're kind of new to UFC. What did you think about Jones returning? Did you see anything you liked, didn't like, or was it just like, hey, this is what it is?
I didn't get to see the fight live because I, went to sleep.
Went to sleep after not placing that bet, right?
Distraught. Mike's distraught.
I was distraught. No, but I did watch the replay since it was such a short fight. I mean, what he does, like somebody that's been out of the ring that long, I was a little skeptical. I wasn't thinking about betting against him, but I was thinking and looking at like, all right, maybe the fight will last longer than obviously it did or something like that. But somebody to be out of the ring that long, to move to a new division and get him out of there that quickly like that, they were saying it on the telecast, like they were calling him GOAT. I mean, like, that's GOAT status right there. So that is impressive. Now, I don't know about much about. I've heard I've heard that the guy that he's now calling out or supposed to fight was at one time one of the greatest heavyweights.
Yes.
So I don't know. Him coming out of retirement and fighting John Jones, I don't know if he has a chance, or do you guys think he's going to blow him out just like he just did? But another thing that stands out with John Jones is just like that, his family pedigree. Like, all of them are champions.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I mean? Like,
you just saw the Knicks news? Is that what happened?
No. Well, I already saw that already. We lost to Charlotte. Yeah. I'm talking about John Jones's family.
Yeah, like that pedigree is sick.
Yeah.
So it's impressive, man, to do what he did for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, I don't know how to feel about the Stipe fight, because don't get me wrong, and Is Stipe at his time a great heavyweight? Yes. Did he put on one of the great performances against Daniel Cormier when he beat Daniel Cormier? Yes. Did Stipe beat? He beat Francis Ngannou. Am I correct,
Yes, he did.
Rodney? He did beat him, but then he got
Beat
knocked
him
out
easily.
by Francis.
Yeah.
So
And the second, I mean, look, I think Francis probably would have won the fight anyway, but it was kind of fluky how Francis beat him in their second fight. Because what happened was Stipe landed a really good shot, and he thought that Ngannou was hurt.
Mhm.
And so he rushed into Ngannou's right hand and went to sleep.
went to sleep.
Yeah.
Went to sleep. I don't know how to feel about this fight if they do announce it. I ain't gonna lie though, the way Stipe beat Cormier and hit him with body shots, that would be kind of cool to see him do to Jones. Like losing the fight and then just start hitting him with body shots and see if Jones can handle it. That would be interesting, but I don't think he's gonna be. I don't even think he's gonna get close to Jones. Jones just has that freaking nature, natural athleticism, and he's just dangerous from anywhere. I mean, he submits, he knocks you out. You know, he'll hit you with the car if he likes. You know, it's just how John Jones does it. I mean, am I lying?
Only does that to pregnant women. Okay.
He'll
Facts.
save you from muggers too. How about that?
That is
Nobody
right.
ever
he
brings
does.
that up.
You just did.
You
You didn't have to. You did it. You did it for us. All right. We're at that time. STV talk.
What's that mean?
You don't know about STV?
You don't watch your show.
You got to get that checked out, Ferris. STV talk is where we just talk about anything. Anything the chat wants to talk about, bring it up. We could talk about it. Got a couple minutes.
Why
before
do
we
you
get out
gotta
of here.
say it like that, Hendo? Like you gotta say it so like disrespectfully, condescendingly,
I'm sorry.
shamefully.
Suge, he doesn't.
Like
watch
you
your show.
ignored me
I know.
earlier. You ignored me earlier after I sent you a message.
I didn't ignore you.
Straight-
Wow.
Listen,
you
first.
did.
You
That's
know what?
gonna be your friend.
First of all, first is my friend.
You slam ignored me.
I didn't
Using your
slam
word.
ignore you. I didn't slam ignore
Yeah,
you.
you did.
Listen. First of
That's
all,
what he
you know you are always welcome on my show, but I didn't see.
But I'm not gonna send you the links.
No.
No.
But I didn't see the validity in us talking about Lamar and the Ravens and you being on there.
I have thoughts on Lamar with the Ravens.
Okay.
What are your
Now
thoughts
you have,
about
good, now
Lamar
you
and
have
the
a good
Ravens?
point. Now you have a good point, Tony. I'm not. You have a good point. You have a very good point. I just want to shame you.
Because you're not my friend.
Wow.
No, I just revenge.
Because you treat me so bad. Oh,
No, you treat me bad. Get out of here. You're not gonna try to flip this on me.
I come
You
on
treat
your
me
show.
horribly.
I come
I've
on your
always
show.
been. I've
I
always
come
been.
on your show. You don't even know my information. You call my name wrong. Like you just everything was just wrong.
Hendo, Tony.
Nah,
That's your name.
You was like Rouge, and you do a show.
I said Rouge like proudly.
Oh, man.
I said Rouge.
Patreon.com
I said Rouge. Like, I said Rouge because I said Rouge proudly, man. I didn't say Rouge like Rouge. I said Rouge.
No, you didn't. You said Rouge.
It's
And you-
it's wrong too, Ferris. Like it's not about the manner in which you said it.
Right. He was like, and you do a live stream on Thursdays. I said,
Because you
I don't-
did a live stream on Thursdays, but then you kept switching
How
That
many
days.
one
months?
time.
How many months ago was that? Which
You
shows
also
me
did one on
you
Saturdays
don't watch.
and then on Sundays. Sometimes on
Monday,
Wednesdays as well.
Tuesday, yeah.
And
Hendo
Monday.
working. Hendo
Yeah,
working.
they're always working.
Like
Mike,
how's
how
that?
you-
Like, see, y'all start thinking about like, see, Ferris was right. The man
No,
always be
nobody
streaming.
said that.
Nobody said Ferris was right. Yeah,
Nobody
nobody
said
said
that.
that.
Mike,
It
how-
doesn't
how you
help
doing,
when this
though?
group. It doesn't help when this group likes chastising me as a collective. all right?
Caleb said no.
I don't like I don't like chastising you, Mike. How you doing, man? Because I know you were kind of getting over a cold. How you doing?
Man, I'm getting. I listen. It's just gonna have to be what it is. I don't know what the hell's going on. It might be allergies. I think it might be allergies. I've never been
I
a
have a
guy
question for Mike.
that's dealt with allergies and anything like that. But it seems like it might be something like that. So it's just gonna be. We just gonna have to rock with it, bro.
Hey, Mike, I
My
have a
voice
question
is
for you,
gonna
man.
be what it is. What's up? What's up, bro?
I mean, you watching spring training of the Orioles?
No,
Oh, okay.
I don't pay attention.
It's like,
I
wow,
mean,
the Ravens without Lamar.
No, should. You're gonna get on me for asking about a trade, and you're gonna let this clown sit up here and ask about spring training for
Facts.
the goddamn Orioles.
now
Facts.
I'm
Yeah,
not
no, it's a
watching.
sport.
I'm a big fan of Gunnar Henderson, man. Gunnar Henderson's a pretty good player.
Gunner's that guy.
Gunner's that guy, man.
Yeah.
Jackson Holiday.
Get control of your stream.
I'm not. Hey, look,
We're-
Ferris. I'm
This
not
is a sports
watching.
show. We're
but
talking
I got,
sports.
Get
I got,
control
I
of
got
your
my, I
stream.
got my
Shit
eyes
down.
and ears to the streets.
Yeah,
So
man.
I'm hearing
Same.
what's going on, but I
Just
ain't
shut it
watching.
off like you normally do.
Just, yeah.
I don't
I just
know
want to know.
this shit.
Just want to know.
Look,
Yeah.
it's a shame that two guys from the area or close
I'm
to
not
the
from the
area,
area.
close to the area.
I'm
that
not
live-
from close to the area, Mike.
All right, well,
I'm
you
from
live
Alaska.
close. You live close
I'm from
to the area.
Alaska, Mike.
You live close to the area.
I ain't even from America.
And don't and Hendo being born and raised in
That was a joke about
Baltimore,
Alaska.
and he just craps on the baby birds like that.
So I'm wrong because I was 8 years old the last time this team was relevant.
You
That was a
weren't
long
eight.
time ago. That was a
weren't
long
eight.
time ago.
I was 8.
They've gone to the playoffs.
In
probably
1995.
I don't know.
about-
I said relevant. I didn't say went to the playoffs. They made a push and they went to playoffs. They had Roberto Alomar and all them people.
No. When
Rafael
Buck was here-
Palmeiro?
I know they had all them people. Listen,
When Buck was here about 2012 or something.
oh,
Yeah, him, Manny Machado,
still-
Chris Davis.
Ass.
they still
Buck
weren't
Showalter.
relevant. They
They
still
made the
weren't
playoffs.
relevant. Oh, okay, that's a big.
They made the
compliment.
playoffs.
Oh,
Yeah, they just
So
kept
did
losing to the
So
Yankees.
did the Giants this year.
Who
cares?
Since Brian doesn't want to talk baseball, are y'all doing a March Madness bracket or do you even watch
Absolutely.
it? I
Oh,
watched the
definitely
Sweet
watch
16 and I watched Sweet 16 and on
Yeah.
the early brackets unless you like you never or not the
What?
early matches. You'll never.
That's when the
I
upsets
said early-
happen, man.
Yeah, you gotta
You don't
watch.
want you want to watch the early break. Man, 1 year, 2 15 seeds beat 2 seeds. Lehigh beat Duke. Norfolk State beat somebody I don't remember. Lehigh beating Duke was phenomenal.
Get him out the stream.
Phenomenal.
He added,
CJ
an extra,
McCollum was
he added an
amazing.
extra 40 minutes to the stream. Chill. Get
I
control.
even-
You could have gone to a 1 seed losing to a 16, but you wanted to bring up
Right. You don't want to talk about
Yes.
Virginia, do you?
No, I don't want to talk about Virginia. I hate Virginia. I just don't hate them as much as I hate Duke. I hate Virginia for basketball aesthetic reasons. I just hate watching them
Hey,
play.
Shug, get control, Shug.
I am getting
Shout-
control.
Hey, man,
This is
shout out to
SDE talk.
shout out to UMBC, man. University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Baltimore
Big,
County.
yeah, man.
Better
yeah.
than the Royals. Yeah.
Dunk
I'll
City,
ask this-
Dunk
I'm
City, man.
afraid
You
that-
remember Dunk City? People don't. I don't remember Dunk City, right? Florida Gulf Coast.
Florida Gulf Coast, yeah.
Yeah, man. VCU, back-to-back years, man. With Boo Boo Rodriguez that 1 year with Shaka Smart, man, phenomenal, man. Tony, Tony, I hate big disrespect. You see how he slipped on me like this? You see that,
You,
man?
you even gotta watch. You even gotta watch the playing games, man.
Yeah, man, they're
March
crazy,
Madness
man.
that's what
They're
it
crazy.
is.
Yeah.
All right, I got 2 more questions before we get out of here. Has anybody seen Creed 3 yet?
No.
I have not.
Was it
I
good
watched
first?
Creed 2 though yesterday, and I was like, I don't need to see Creed 3. It's very good.
Facts.
So
Ronnie's such a hater.
I
I'm
like
not a
Creed too.
hater.
I like
It,
Creed
it
too.
was fine. I'm not saying it was a terrible movie, but it was like, all right, you get in the ring and Creed wins, and
Yeah,
credits.
that's the first D brand. But yes, we all know that
I
Brad
called
is a
you
Michael
Hendo.
Brad is a Michael B. Jordan hater. We all know this, so it's
I
no
don't
surprise.
hate
Yes.
Michael B.
Did you,
Jordan.
hold on. Did you guys see that whole situation on the red carpet with Michael B.
Yeah.
Jordan?
Oh yeah, hey, you know what? Good on him, bro. Call that girl out, bro.
I don't know.
What's
a lot
up,
of people
yo?
are.
He right.
Joe Bunyan. Joe
No,
Bunyan's going
nah,
after
Joe
him.
Bunyan.
Joe
Who's
Budden is
Bunyan?
corny. Joe
Who's Joe
Budden is
Bunyan?
corny.
Is that the guy that used to carry the axe and wore the flannel shirt?
No, Joe Bunyan.
Yeah.
The freaking rapper,
Paul
isn't it?
Bunyan, I think.
Joe Bunyan.
But
Yeah. Budden.
Bunyan.
Budden.
I don't give a shit.
I was legit lost for a second who he was talking about. Huh?
But he said
Is
Budden.
it Joe Budden?
I was like, yo, is that somebody on E?
Who is it? Joe Budden?
Budden.
Budden.
Joe
Joe
Budden.
Budden.
Guy. Bunyan. I don't give a shit. Joe Budden is going after Michael B. Jordan. There's a couple
Nah,
other people
bro.
going off Michael B. Jordan.
Jordan was right. He was right.
Journalistic integrity. Wow.
He's right.
Why was he right?
Because the girl, she called him corny and was talking shit about him in high school. They were high school.
And
They were high. No, that's fine. She was talking shit, and guess what? He called her out. He was like, "Yo, what's good? I ain't calling me corny, talking shit about me." I'm like, "Now, how about
in high
you?"
school? You in the mid-30s.
Well,
bro.
hold on. That's
Nah,
actually
dog.
true, Ferris. That's actually true.
There's-
So there was a
there's literally
situation
a
that
quote.
called him a horror coach. No. There was a situation called him corny in high school. She has a podcast that she had just done the previous year, and she said, "Oh yeah, he was corny in high school, and
Yeah.
yada yada," and he saw this when
She
you
tried
know,
to deny
and
it, too.
remembered. And he remembered. So it wasn't even in high school. It was actually a year before on her podcast that she said he was corny.
Hendo,
Yeah.
you know she's local too.
L'Oreal, yeah.
Yeah, L'Oreal, yeah. She's
Keep
local.
that same energy, dog.
And, you know, a lot of people are, and then you have Marlon.
I
You
know.
have Marlon Wayans.
about him being
You
corny.
know, well, they have Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans was kind of chiming in on it, and I don't agree with him because he was saying, "Well, you made it, so you're supposed to let that go and all this stuff." And it's like, all right, but
Nah,
like,
you know,
if
a
he wants
great
to be
man
petty,
once
if he
told
wants to
me.
be petty,
Nah.
let
A
him be
great
petty.
man once told me, "Petty is me." Shout out to Tony Hendo.
Facts. And that goes back to childhood traumas. Okay, how famous you get, sometimes that stuff stays with you.
Exactly.
Let
He was
me
right.
ask all y'all something. What evidence do you have that this dumbass ain't corny?
I believe he is.
Right.
I don't think he's corny.
Exactly.
Brian just be going
I don't think
after
he's
Michael
corny.
B. Jordan.
No, I don't think he's corny.
I mean,
I
once
don't think
again, we
he's
told
Hold
you
on,
Bronny's an L. We told you that
Nah,
Bronny.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Bunions. It's Joe Bunions. That's why, because he's old.
Yeah, Mr. J. He don't.
Brandon said he was corny for trying wife Laura Harvey when everyone told him.
Amen. Once or twice,
I ain't even
some
gonna comment
men
on that one.
get
What's up,
they
Zeke?
they shoot a little too
Yo,
high.
what's up, Zeke?
They shoot a little too high. That happens to a lot of people.
Lori Harvey must got that. Never mind. This might not be for that show, but
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, keep that. Keep
That's
that in
that's for
mind.
late. That's for late night with Suge Knight. We'll get
Yeah.
this crew
my
on
bad.
there.
My bad.
No, you're good, Mike. You're good.
Her and her mom.
But I
are-
have my last question is for Hendo and Brodney.
Okay.
How's Stardew Valley treating you guys? Hendo, are you swimming in Iridium yet, Brodney?
Yes, absolutely. Like
Finally-
I don't need to do anything anymore. I just wake up, do whatever the hell I want.
He got the scepter.
Yeah.
You got the scepter now?
I got the scepter.
I haven't touched it in like a week because I had to get my computer. So I'm gonna be back though. I'm gonna start.
I tell you, man, put some mods on your game. I don't understand where you draw lines, but this should not be one of them. Mod your game, Suge.
Mod what game? The Stardew
Stardew
Valley?
Valley.
I ain't modding nothing.
Mod Stardew Valley.
No,
Get
I
yourself
don't like mods.
Get yourself a second greenhouse and catch up.
Yes.
I already invested in JoJo, so now I should get my greenhouse.
You went with the corporation.
Get a
Yeah.
second greenhouse and catch up.
You went with the organization, the billionaires,
I did.
not the players.
No.
That is very disingenuous, sir. Because if they were billionaires, they wouldn't need all my money.
Thanks.
Mike and Ferris, are you guys playing any video games right now? Are you playing anything, Mike? I know you say you got systems, but you're not into it. I know Ferris, you play because we used to play Call. The best time I've ever had. I need to get Hendo, Ferris, and Bronny playing Call of Duty together, even if it's not online, just playing together because it would be funny as hell.
But I will say this,
hilarious.
Ferris for about a month and a week has been ducking me in Undisputed.
No, I just forgot. I legitimately just forgot. I'm not ducking you. I just literally forgot.
Ronnie
play if you
said,
want.
Ronnie said to Ferris, these hands are ready to eat for everybody. We're gonna live stream that. We're gonna do that's a Patreon exclusive for lunch break hot take. Ferris,
I'll play it.
Ronnie.
Cool, man. I'm
Gamers
fine.
is back.
No, it's not.
Old Man Gamers is back.
Yeah, I'll do it. I just legitimately I asked Brodney, then I forgot.
Does
'Cause
Old
I'm-
Man Gamers is back? That's not.
Don't ever.
I have been playing The Last of Us.
I want to play that. I want to play both of them now.
Yeah, I've been. So I've been replaying it, I forgot how good this game is, man. It's so I played the scene from the show. Have y'all watched the show yet?
Mhm.
So like the scene where she's murdering the homie, that wank, and she like
The
chopping the
homie,
dude.
she killing the homie. Damn. Why I gotta be the homie for?
Brodney, did I just spoil something for you?
Well, I don't know if you were here. Well, I guess this is probably off camera. But I was like,
My
I
bad.
came onto the show
This wasn't off camera.
with 12 minutes left in the latest Last of Us episode because I did not time it out properly, so I have not finished the latest.
Oh shit!
I am so sorry.
But now you gotta watch those 12 minutes now.
But thank you, man.
Sorry.
I played both games. It's not a big deal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're like okay. So like that scene where he like
If you've been to our website, you'd know that I reviewed them. But whatever.
No, that review's out.
I know Ferris don't like to support. It was up there for a long ass time.
He said Ferris don't like to support.
Hey man, y'all gotta stop saying stuff like that, man. These people believe the words coming at your mouth.
I'm messing with you. I'm sorry, Ferris.
I bet you my reputation in the Ravens community is like, oh yeah, Ferris, that piece of garbage. Always wrong.
People
actually love it is. They like this mouth.
It's a big part of my fault. You said my fault?
Yes.
Oh.
Look at that wrecking
But
down.
people love Ferris though.
Mm-hmm.
They do love Ferris.
love
And speaking
I
of
try
video
to be a
games, make
nice
sure
guy. I try to be.
You don't
try hard enough.
don't listen to Hendo.
But real quick,
he's in a real bad place right now with this whole Lamar thing.
I am. I'm sorry.
You're a great guy, Ferris.
You are.
Real quick, as we start our plugs to end the show, make sure to check out Mr. J the 6 on Twitch, where he streams Hogwarts Legacy and a bunch of other games. It's really awesome to hang out with him
At 3:00 in the morning.
Yes, at 3:00 in the morning. And we're going to talk about some of the things me and Mr. J are going to be putting out this week. But first, before we get out of here, Mr. Ferris Mutana, let the people know where they can find you at and where they can see that gorgeous face of you streaming.
Guys, every Monday, pre-recorded or live, Good Friends, Better Rivals with me and Caleb on our Let's Get Ready Network, the Highlights YouTube channel, as well as your Ferris Mutana on Twitter. That's where you can find me. And also, too, the rallies coming back. Me and Adelia are reviewing Indian Wells. Indian Wells starts tomorrow. Me and her, we talk about tennis. Indian Wells is one of the big non-Grand Slam tournaments on the tour. It's Indian Wells and Miami, called Master 1000 tournaments. They're kind of like, there's a Grand Slams, and then like right underneath them, it's Indian Wells in Miami. So me and Adelia are going to be reviewing that the next couple of days.
Awesome. Make sure to check that out. If you're a tennis lover, I definitely will, because I do love to watch tennis. I like hearing Ferris talk about tennis and the dealer. Great insight. Mr. Hendo Henderson, let the people know where they can find you and see your great content out there.
Okay, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at our Gatekeepers. You can find me on YouTube at National Football League online on Gatekeepers. The Ravens part is gone somewhere. I don't know where it's gone until further notice. So we're just going to be National Football League. Name switch. You can catch me every Monday night with Rodney, Jose, OTL, Mike, Christian's joking, and Coach Evans doing the Ravens Roundtable at 9 p.m. You can catch me on Tuesdays right here, more than likely. You can find me also on Fridays with my man, Mr. Galloway, on Electric Relaxation, talking all things hip-hop. You can find me Saturday nights doing Hanging with Hendo, and you can find me on Sunday evenings at 7 p.m. live streaming information about the Baltimore Ravens and whatever else is going on.
Phenomenal video on the Mr. Galloway channel, Hendo. Great top 30 rappers list. I quite enjoyed it.
Thank you. I appreciate you participating.
Wow, really, Hendo? You're gonna throw that out there?
Oh no, I was talking to Bronny. Sorry, I was talking to Bronny.
What?
Thank you for participating in the list.
No, don't thank me for that. That looks garbage, man. Like, what'd y'all do to it?
Y'all, we didn't do nothing to it. It's the people that voted and the people that didn't vote that let this BS go on.
Don't say the people. Don't include me in that.
You did ask us for a listen, though. I apologize.
I know, and everybody just said, you know what, F you.
I'm
sorry. Ain't nothing wrong with my list.
I'm sorry, and they just said, F that guy.
That was a lot of pressure, bro. I couldn't.
If Ferris was leading,
I just didn't have time. You know that, Hendo. I ain't got time. But Mr. Brodney,
you had Magic and the Gathering and all that other stuff to do.
Hey man, Hendo, I ain't giving you no excuse, man. No excuse, man. I messed up. I should have sent it in.
It is what it is, bro.
We all disappointed Hendo.
Brodney, I'm mad at that list.
Ain't nothing wrong with my list. You could have just put my list up there.
That's not fair.
Ain't about fair at this point, is it?
I mean,
the reputation of the channel.
Real quick, that but that kind of makes you think when we all send our list to Brodney, and then the list doesn't look nothing like what we put in it. Makes you think he just takes his list and says, "All right, this is the one."
No, I don't do that.
You saying Brodney don't have integrity? Ooh.
I mean, have you seen him as a commissioner of the fantasy football league?
Wow.
No integrity.
All I do is keep the streets clean and safe for y'all. That's all I do, and this is what I get in return.
Ronnie, where can the people find you at?
Trust me.
Where can the people find you at?
one half of Lunch Break Hot Take. We do a live stream every Wednesday evening at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We follow that up with the Overtime Show for patrons. We also, I'm 1/3 of the Ring Kings podcast with Jose and OTR Mike down there at the bottom. He's paying attention now. He heard something relevant to him. We put out episodes on Monday at noon, and we stream not every weekend, but a lot of the weekends on Saturday night after big events. There's a lot of big time boxing events coming up, so we're going to be streaming a lot over the next couple of months. So definitely make sure you go and subscribe and turn on the notifications for that.
Yes, make sure you do that. Turn on notifications. Lunch Break Hot Take tomorrow. Going live, and it's going to be awesome time. And then come hang out in the OT, join their Patreon, join Hendo's Patreon, Ferris's Patreon. Let's Get Ready. They're all great Patreons, have great Discords, and a good time. Last but not least, for my guest to plug his.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
Why you don't play my video anymore?
Right. He only played my.
Because I do play. What are you talking about?
Old Man Gamers is back.
I told you, I might have to re-upload everything.
I know, and I'm gonna need that clip of Suge admitting he's a Ravens fan for tomorrow.
Got it.
Mr. OTR Mike, let people know where they can find you at and where they can see your great content.
You know, I never plug my social media no more. I don't know why, but you can find me on Twitter at OTR_Mike. I follow back usually, unless you are one of them. You know, you try to promote stuff. I don't need you to do that, okay? But other than that, I follow you back. So follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram at OTR Mike _, and then OTR _Mike on TikTok. But I am the host of Open Mic with OTR Mike. That is the show where the mic is open for any discussion, no matter what it is, who it is, or where it is. Ferris is gonna be on there. He's mad at me because I haven't invited him on there. So I'm gonna.
I thought Mike was gonna turn full villain and go accept Ferris.
Public shaming works. It works.
I'm gonna get a lot of the crew on there. I just gotta find the time to do it. I gotta get a set schedule. But anyway, yeah, man. If you haven't subscribed already, go over there and subscribe. I am close to 300 subscribers. I'm trying to catch up with these guys, who is absolutely killing the game. So, if you want a different side of these guys, I mean, you know, everybody's been on except Ferris, you know, but we talked a little bit outside of sports. Some sports talk still, but
God. Damn.
Why would you put that on the screen?
I'm sorry, it was a comment by my commenter. I'm gonna bring it up.
You brought up every comment in this chat. Everyone.
I try to. It's hard. It's hard to bring up every comment.
Forgot to comb my hair.
um,
Here's fun. Here's the thing, Brandon. I don't care if I lose my hair. I've shaved my head. I've seen myself bald, and I look pretty damn good.
it don't matter.
It don't matter to me, man.
But anyway,
this is all I need right here. You see this? Right here. That's right here.
Can he finish his promo?
Anyway, so, and you want to see a different side of these guys, that's where I'm at. Come over there, you'll see that. Also, as B already said, 1/3 of Ring Kings podcast. I like to add a little bit more to that. The best boxing podcast in the game. We do not judge those who aren't the biggest fans of boxing. We just educate you more on it. So come over there. You want to learn some more about boxing, and see some good content over there. So yeah, that's my spiel. Appreciate you having me on, Suge. Appreciate the invitation. I'm glad I looked at look. I gotta give you my number. I gotta give all of you guys my number, but you know that way you can text me and say, because I really don't check the Discord like that. I mean, I check it, but I don't get
live.
Don't say that live, Mike.
Show, Mike.
No,
live,
I
Mike.
check it. I check it, but I don't check it as often. So I don't see the
Damn,
Stop.
I don't see the
Stop.
Mike.
That is good.
Mike.
I don't see the direct
Sometimes
messages.
Discord doesn't send your notifications, Mike.
Right. That's what I meant. I don't always get the notifications for that. So Yeah, but I appreciate you having me on. Show.
Mike, always love having you on, and whenever you're available, always like talking to you, just hanging out with you. You guys are all awesome. Thank you all four of you for being on. Appreciate you. I know it's a Tuesday and everyone's wants to go. Brady wants to go eat and go to sleep. Hendo's been streaming all day, and Ferris has probably been working and school. And Mike, you got your family and work, but I appreciate all of you guys coming on and hanging out with me today to talk about the Ravens, and we talked about a lot of other things. And you can find me at TikTok and Twitter at SugeKnight323, on Twitch SugeKnight1323, where I'm usually gaming, streaming Magic, or playing tournaments. On Tuesdays I have the Steel Conspiracy, and on Fridays Late Night with Suge Knight, which is kind of on a hiatus because I've been super busy getting things done with my computer and dealing with life stuff. But it will be back, and most likely we'll have a lot of these guys on to talk, to hang out on Late Night with Suge Knight. So appreciate everyone following. Appreciate everybody that was here. Leave a comment, like the video, share it. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments. Jose, Big Reg, Brandon, Mr. J, Jeremy, Yolanda B, Raven C, I believe, was in here earlier. Zeke was in here. Appreciate all you guys being here and hanging out. I hope you guys have a good night. Stay safe, and we will talk to you later.
Go Grizzlies.
Image, your beats are so fire.
I feel we can beat the Browns. We can compete with Baltimore if they have Lamar, and we're right there with them.
That young man put his life on the line for you, for your entertainment.
We were talking all before the game. Everyone was like, "Nah, Ravens don't have a shot," and they're right there.